Today's gonna be a little bit of a different video in the sense of I'm just gonna be reminiscing. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be reminiscing about Naruto, the original Naruto, back in when I was in 8th grade. I once saw a TikTok video that was like,
You don't have to watch Naruto to watch Shippuden.
and I'm like, I think base Naruto sets up an amazing amount of stuff for Shippuden, and I don't think Shippuden would have been as great if you didn't watch base Naruto. As a quick interjection, Animotion is actually a manga anime store in Exton, Pennsylvania, but we do have a website if you want to check it out at animotion.club. It'll have a bunch of different books and manga for you to check out, and a lot of figurines and all that good stuff. And it would mean a lot if you just clicked and liked and subscribed to this channel. We're just trying to get the ball rolling, and we've been seeing some really good traction, so it would mean a lot if you can do that. And I get to keep my job. So we're just going to go over a few things of why I think Naruto was a masterpiece back then and why it was considered one of the big three back in the Heisei. All I'm saying is it was really cool watching Kakashi and Zabuza do a hand sign battle to see who can finish their jutsu first. But in order to try to organize this video and make it more coherent and make it make sense, is I'm going to try to talk about 3 moments that absolutely made Naruto an amazing experience for me growing up. Number 1, the character moments. There were far too many character moments that made Naruto awesome. But this would be a little bit of a hot take, but Sakura actually has some of the best character moments in my opinion. Now, before you shoot me and before you dislike and before you riot, I'm not saying that Sakura is the best. I'm just saying she's not as bad as you might remember her to be. The first moment is she had a moment when Sasuke got bodied, right? And she thinks that he's Dunzo. And she has this really, really nice monologue that when I rewatched it, I was like, wow, this is not as bad as I remember it to be. And number 2, in the Chunin Exams, when Naruto and Sasuke were out for the count, she single-handedly bought them enough time to get themselves out of that situation with her cunning and her just the traps and just really good critical thinking. The second thing that I really liked about base Naruto was when they actually had really good animated fights. Now, it was one of those things that was more far... If Naruto wasn't in his Nine Tails form or Sasuke wasn't in the picture, the fights tend to be drawn out. But there were some fights that were pretty dope. One of them being Rock Lee versus Gaara. It was... Man, I wish it went on for a lot longer than it did, but the moment he took off his weights was awesome, okay? When I was a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, It was really cool. It just depicted the sand trying to keep up with his speed. It was awesome. It really was. And there are a lot more fights to highlight, but one of my favorite fights that I think needs to be included is the Final Valley fight between Naruto and Sasuke towards the end of Naruto. And it was awesome. It was one of the longer fights. It showcased Naruto and Sasuke's prowess, and it was, Naruto hit him with the 1-2 hit combo. It was so good. It was so good that when they refought in Shippuden, I think it made it all the better. And I think too, one of the best moments for me was when they actually showcased teamwork. And what I mean by that is one of the best moments. Again, it's early on in Naruto, which a lot of good stuff was early on, but was when Kakashi was trapped by Zabuza. And so the kiddos were like, what do we do? And Naruto and Sasuke pulled off a dope moment. Lastly, what I loved about base Naruto was the identity of each village. Back before there was a time of peace that we know of now, each village it was like the Cold War era. They were like, you gonna do something? You gonna do something? Hidden Leaf, right? And it was a lot of people were on eggshells, and each village had a very strong identity. And so I loved it as a kid when each village kind of showcased their own unique jutsu and stuff like that. So I just loved when they really highlighted different villages, and it was just nice. It was really cool, and I think that's why when Gaara and his siblings showed up on the scene towards the Sasuke retrieval arc, it was cool because I'm like, oh yeah, that's a sand ninja. Naruto's great. I'm remembering why it was one of the big 3, and I might rewatch it because it's so grounded. That's it for me. Johnny.